Welcome to the Crunch Time Instagram Live podcast, hosted by me, Benjamin Bullock. This podcast features nothing but real talk analysis and conversations about sports, entertainment, news, and much more. Now, strap in and buckle your seatbelts because it's time for Crunch Time. What's cracking, y'all? What's going on? Welcome to episode 7 of my Instagram Live podcast entitled Crunch Time. Thank y'all once again for tuning in. It's been a great deal so far, you know what I mean? This episode, really especially excited about, man. I know previously we've talked about sports, we talked about entertainment. Last week we had a little Black Girl Magic, but this week I'm really excited about the opportunity to have my younger brother, who I'm very proud of, to have him on the show today. Not only is he one of the top chefs in America, but he's also an entrepreneur, and he just recently launched his own bourbon entitled Bullock. He just did it this past weekend out in Chicago. Unfortunately, I was unable to be there due to COVID and some other circumstances, but I wish I could have been there for him, but my dad was able to make it, and we had a whole bunch of other family and friends there to support him last weekend. Just a background about the show for the first-time listeners. Like I said, this is the Crunch Time Instagram Live podcast. I started this podcast I relaunched it about 6 or 7 weeks ago. And it's been great so far. We touched on a lot of different things, and it's been great so far. So thank y'all for y'all support so far on the show, on the relaunch and everything. So I'm going ahead and get ready to add Dan. But before I do that, make sure y'all add the Crunch Time Instagram Live podcast on Apple Podcasts and also Spotify. So I'm going to add my little brother right here real quick. Dan the man.
What's up, man?
What's up, boy? You got the kid in play. It's a little switch up on it was the other night, huh?
Hold on, I'm gonna be like you. Hold on. There we go. All right, we good. What's up, man?
What's up, boy? What's going on?
Not much, man. About to set up for this private dinner party I got going on upstairs.
That's right. Good. I'm proud of you, bro. Just thanks for taking time out of your busy schedule, man, to do this quick little interview to give you a little bit more pub. And like I said, I'm very and extremely proud of you for all that you've been able to accomplish with Bullock so far.
Thank you, man. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it, bro. So let's hop into this thing, man. So this past weekend, the official launch of Bullock Bourbon you finally put that out, man. And as you can see, the bottle is phenomenal. The branding is phenomenal. You got the cup and everything and all that good stuff, man. So what was it like to finally get that thing out this past weekend, man?
Man, I'm still on that high, man, from Saturday. A lot of my friends came, family came. A lot of people came through from when it was just an idea to the launch yesterday. So it's a little surreal, but I'm ready to get to work. And it was definitely a dream come true. I worked so hard on this by myself, waiting for permits and funding this whole thing, say about 90% of myself, and just perseverance.
Right.
Definitely, was a major role in getting through this process. But we're here now, so it's all good.
Speaking of that, you being here now, you talked about the process and all that. So take me back to like the premature stages, man. Like what popped in your head to make you want to start Bullock?
Well, I was overseas cooking for Maccabi Tel Aviv with Jeremy Pargo, and before there was quarantine, I was quarantining because I either worked all day and worked out or cooked all day. So I really spent a lot of time with myself, just coming up with stuff. I did a lot of reading, and I say about 3 months before it was time. No, I say about 6 months before it was time for me to come home. I did okay with the money. I was like, man, when I come home, I want to invest in something. I want to take my brand to the next level. So I'm sitting on the back porch, smoking a cigar, drinking some bourbon, and something popped in my head to say, man, restaurants, they've been done before. Nah. Food trucks, nah. Let's just see how much it costs and what the steps are to getting into, the spirit industry. So I was fortunate enough. One of the season ticket holders of Maccabi, they own one of the oldest whiskey distilleries in Tel Aviv.
Right.
So I kind of took myself to school. Shout out to Milk and Honey Whiskey Distillery in Tel Aviv, Israel. They let me come in and taste and study and follow the distilling process on what, the ingredients point A to how it gets to here. So
Right.
real intriguing. And, I just kind of just dove right in. And, 2.5 years later, we got something.
That's good, bro. Now, you as a chef, obviously, you used to work with different kind of foods and different kind of flavors. You actually, man. So talk to me how you were able to develop the formula for the bourbon.
So bourbon. So all bourbons are whiskeys, but not all whiskeys are bourbons.
Okay.
And I can talk to y'all about that, but I'll kind of give you the sped up version. So, in my bourbon, well, all bourbons, it's mainly 51% corn, rye, and malted barley, and it has to be aged a minimum of 4 years in a brand new charred white oak barrel in the United States. A lot of people get this misconception that it has to be in Kentucky, Tennessee, or something like that. No, that's actually false. As long as it's aged minimum 4 years in the U.S. in a brand new charred white oak barrel,
right,
you can call it a bourbon. Now, if you want to get a little fancy and age it in a red wine barrel, rum barrel, it's now considered whiskey. So mine is distilled and bottled in Lawrenceburg, Indiana, right about 3 hours from Chicago. That particular distillery, MGP, makes Boy Young bourbon. It's manufactured Bullock, early versions of Maker's Mark, Virginia Black, which is Drake's whiskey, Angel's Envy, and Whistle Pig. So a lot of heavy hitters have came from MGP to get their start, and they're some billion-dollar companies now. So I went with them. Kind of signed with the dream team a little bit.
That's dope, bro. This is Chef Daniel Bullock, my younger brother, founder and CEO of Bull Young Bourbon. If y'all have any questions for him, go and drop it right there in the comment section for me. So, Dan, what was the hardest part in terms of just getting this thing off the ground? Because I know you went through a lot of hoops and hurdles just to get through it to get to where you are right now.
Hardest part is staying on path, and that's kind of like the moral, hardest part. But from the business point, it's the permits. Permits usually take about a year. And when people told that to me, I was like, nah, it don't take that long. But yeah, it takes, 4 or 5 months for your federal wholesaler's permit. Then to apply for your state, it takes another 4 months. Then you got to get your state tax registry. That takes, so all in all, it costs a lot of money to apply for those permits and a lot of patience. But while those different permits were kind of pending, me and my team, Creative Works, we kind of started building the brand itself. We came up with our own prototype bottle. We did pop-up shops. We did sample tastings. We did branding, meetings, just to kind of give the brand some legs. And we just kept that going with what we could do. And it started with a little bit, but, a video here did a lot, a sample bottle here did a lot, an interview here did a lot. So if I had to give any advice to anyone, while something's working, always work on something else too. So you can kind of be productive in those, kind of hard stages, stuff like that.
Cool. What was it like to open up that first box, bro, when you had the whole shipment come in? I think it was a Thursday or Friday or something like that?
I think it was Tuesday.
Yeah.
Tuesday. Man, it was crazy, man. They pulled the big semi truck up to my warehouse, and it was like Christmas, man. 50 cases. I'm so used to seeing 1 or 2.
Yeah.
400 of them. It was like, oh, okay, it's real now. So I sat with it literally as soon as they got it off the truck. Man, I just laid back on it, man. It's just like, dang, that's crazy. I finally did it, and it was a dream come true. Then 50 cases came in Tuesday.
Yeah.
And as of tomorrow, we'll be sold out that fast. So.
Oh man, so you sold out already? Well, that's congratulations to you, bro.
Yeah. 1 week. We have a lot of pre-orders, so that kind of took up the rest of that inventory. But the good thing about having it in Lawrenceburg, Indiana, it's only 3 hours from Chicago, so it takes about a week to get another shipment.
Cool. I got a question from Rob. He says, he lives in Maryland, how can he? This is kind of our general question you got for a lot of people, since we know a lot of people throughout the country. But if somebody lives outside of the Chicago area, how can they get it? I know they can pre-order, but technically, can you ship that, or how does that work?
Yeah, so my Bull Young is retailed through a licensed, wine and spirit retailer in Chicago, a private retailer actually. So we're going to start once the next shipment comes in, probably we got Labor Day coming up, probably that week after Labor Day. We'll start. We'll have a bigger shipment in, so we'll have enough inventory to go to Cali, go to Atlanta, go to Florida, go to Delaware, go to New York,
Dallas,
Maryland, Dallas, Kentucky, Ohio, pretty much everywhere. Yeah. So people, bullyoungbourbon.com, get your name and email, and you'll get all the alerts on which states and cities are available for shipping.
Right. I got a question for you, man. Talk to me a little bit about your passion, behind this, man. I know this is your baby. I know you were, like you said, you kind of mentioned about, possibly doing a restaurant, considering you're a chef. I know you had some ideas with that, but it really wasn't clicking for you, you know what I mean? But once this bourbon came out, man, I just saw the light kind of come on for you.
Yeah, it was for me. I wanted to make history. It's a lot of chefs that got a lot of restaurants, and I kind of got into the chef game to one day have my restaurant. But I've been on the good side of that, and I've been on the bad side of that.
Right.
So I've seen people put their life savings into something and then close a year later. And everybody says I can cook and I believe in this, but if the business isn't up to par, the location isn't right. You can be the best chef in the world, but if the business doesn't have good location, good marketing, good all those things, it's a very, very, very high unsuccessful rate. So, I had enough capital to start it myself. Then, as I got into it, I started researching that there was little to few African American owned spirits.
Right.
A friend of mine owns Nora King. That's a cognac in Atlanta. She's the first female to have she's the first female and the first African American female to have her own cognac. So, I started, okay, maybe I could be the first chef, do some, inaugural type of thing, making history. I wanted to do something different, some game changing, something financially beneficial for y'all, my family, generational wealth type of thing. And bourbon, is a $1 billion a year, well, about $4.6 billion industry a year. So I just wanted to get in just a little bit, and I think some good things have come from that. And wanted to put on for Chicago. New York has, fashion, and it's the media capital of the world. LA has basically the same thing. Then Miami's getting there, Atlanta's getting there.
Right.
Chicago, like we got Michael Jordan, the Bulls, the Bears,
White Sox,
all that nostalgia going on. But for the youth, we needed a movement. There's a lot of things going on in Harlem. I like people in my age bracket that are doing some good stuff in fashion and real estate. So it's just something for all my friends. When we get together, let's celebrate to, something, that y'all had a part of. So opposed to, celebrating with other brands that aren't black owned and things like that. So.
Right. Like I said, y'all, this is my brother, Chef Daniel Bullock, based out of Chicago, CEO and founder of Bullion. Then we got about 5-10 more minutes left, man. So I got a question from your sister-in-law, Anya. She says, can we get a cookbook with bourbon-infused recipes? I already know you as a forward thinker. You're already kind of thinking about that, but you ain't quite there yet.
Yeah, we're meeting with different publishing companies now to get that kind of off the ground. Honestly, it's just been so much coming, pause, so fast. It's a lot of media outlets reaching out, different podcasts, newspapers, magazines, interviews, a lot of stuff set up, people inquiring about shipping.
Right.
So that's definitely on the radar, because obviously I'm a chef, and touch back on it. I've always cooked with bourbon as well. It's good. Like I said, it's made with corn. Corn is probably one of my favorite ingredients to work with. So my bourbon mimics corn and the sweetness kind of department. So it's just a very versatile ingredient to use, whether it be in the beverage side or in the cooking side too.
Cool. All right, we got another question. It is from Alma right here. So we got family and friends all hopping on this thing. She says, for those of us who are not regular bourbon drinkers, what are some cocktail suggestions to get started?
I suggest an old fashioned. So it's a ounce and a half of Bullock bourbon, 2 dashes of bitters, ice, simple syrup, and a little bit of fresh orange peel. So that's my favorite cocktail if I'm not having it on the rocks or neat. Hey, Mom. Or for the ladies, I would suggest a French 75. So it's a shot of bouillon bourbon, fresh squeezed lemon, simple syrup, and topped up with Prosecco or champagne.
Cool.
Yeah.
I like that. So you know me, Dan. I like my stuff on the rocks, boy.
Hey, I graduated. I'm just straight out the bottle, man. I'm getting that's how I'm getting older.
I feel you, bro. This got a question from cousin Tanya out in California. She says, "What can we do to promote you and get the word out?"
Visit the Instagram Bouillon Bourbon page or my page, Chef Danny Bullock. We started deliveries today, so they're starting in Chicago. So if you got one, please repost. My brother will be creating a Bouillon Bourbon Twitter account
and Facebook page. So yeah.
And Facebook page. He's summoned to do that for me. So definitely visit Bouillon Bourbon. For right now, Instagram to get all the content we putting out. We just had the launch last Saturday, so that content will be up. And just tag me, tag the brand, and get things moving that way.
Cool. There's a question from Rick, who's actually out here in Dallas right now. He says, "What is your favorite cigar to pair with the Bouillon?" That's a really good question.
I have two, so I'm gonna do a Gloria Cabana number 7 or 9, or an Ashton original.
I like that. Then he said,
or Cohibas. Those are cool. Yeah. I stay in my lane with that. I think Corey's on here too. Shout out to Cigar Lounge in Wilmington, Delaware.
Yeah, I'm Charlie Square and all that. Hey, Rick said, he says, "Walk me through the process how to get your hair fried like Brother Malcolm back in the day."
It's real easy. Just wash it, blow dry it, texturize it so it can kind of stay like lifted almost.
Yeah.
Hot combed out, old school. Then flat iron and steel spray, and that's it. Oh, Eddie Kane. There you go.
You're a wild boy, man. Hey, like I said,
boy right there. Yeah. Edward Scissorhands. He's the man behind Cigar Lounge in Wilmington, Delaware. Any pairings, whether it be food, alcohol, pairings with cigars, definitely gonna follow Corey Stansberry. Edward Scissorhands 31, I think, is his tag. Or Cigar Lounge in Wilmington, Delaware.
Cool. All right, y'all, we about to wrap up here in a little bit, man. Go ahead and drop y'all last-minute questions right there in the comment section. Hey, Dan, I know COVID has been obviously a difficult season for a lot of people, and especially for you, it kind of started out that way, but it was actually kind of a blessing in disguise because you got let go of your job from the hotel, and the next thing you know, that pretty much opened the door for you to get Bouillon rolling in the right direction.
Yeah, it was actually I was like, when you get in that mode, like you're just going through the motions.
Yeah.
I was feeling that right at that time. Then the mayor put out a press release, like all restaurants closing and stuff like that. I was like, yes. So it was I'm also a personal chef too, Chef Danny Bullock Inc. So when the restaurants closed, my business increased because nobody wasn't trying to cook. Those who can't cook was getting exposed at home. So I was getting a lot of calls to do a lot of things, and that ended up helping fund the remaining, piece to Bouillon Bourbon, accelerated version. Yeah. So.
That's cool, bro. It's another question from Alma right here. She says, "Are you still planning?"
Mama said something. I don't want to leave it out.
Oh, Mom said, Mom, you had a question?
Or did she?
No, she just said all good.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah, no, she good. Hey, man, I got this, bro. This is my show, man. Hey, Alma says, "Are you still planning on having an event on the East Coast next month for Bouillon?"
Yes. Probably, what month is this? Going to September. I probably want to do something beginning of October. Yeah, so we're in the process now of putting together, because last week was the launch. That's just the first of the Bouillon pop-up series. So we want to do that same thing where it be, food, drinks, DJ, 50 people capacity, in those circumstances. but we're going to do one in DC, Delaware, obviously Chicago, Dallas, Miami, a lot of the cities that I have a lot of good connections in.
That's good, bro. That's
so
good.
yes,
So how many
bottles in the case, Rick?
For the love, Rick. That's all it's about.
For the love, Rick.
All right, bro. Just one last thing, man, before I let you get out of here, man. Eugene says, when will bottles be available in Delaware? I know you already.
Eugene, check your text in 10 minutes, man. I got you.
And then Sabrina said, when it's going to be available in Cali. So, Dan, one more time, just for everybody, so everybody can hear it. When can everybody get it when they want it? Is it depending on where they're at or what?
Certain cities and states, it'll be available September 14th. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we have another shipment, double the quantity, coming in by that time, where we have enough inventory to put it available online in certain states and cities.
Okay, cool. If y'all have any questions, how can they reach out to you, Dan, to get in contact with you, follow you, do all that good stuff?
Honestly, I'm always on my phone, so you can hit the Bullion Bourbon DM or Chef Danny Bullock on Instagram. That's kind of been like my bread and butter, going direct to consumer with pretty much everything. It builds a nice, intimate vibe to the brand because, I always wanted to add that personalization connection to it. So I'm always on my phone. When I see it, I'll get to it. I'll try to respond back pretty fast.
Cool. And before I let you go, man, I just want to say I love you, bro, and I'm extremely, extremely proud of you for everything that you do, man.
Thank you, man.
And like I said at the beginning of the show, that's I really wanted to be there, bro, but obviously with COVID, don't really want to put your niece in jeopardy. You know what I mean, with the traveling and everything. But I'll let you know I am proud of you. There's going to be more parties, and I will be there front and center running your social media, and I will have a cup of that on the rocks with probably a Romeo and Juliet type of stick roller with me too, man. So, you know.
That's all right.
I'll fool with them. Those are my things, bro. They're the mid-grades. Those are my things right there, boy.
All right, man. Well,
all right, man. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate it. We'll talk soon, okay?
Yep.
All right, man. I'll let y'all. Yep. All right, y'all. That was my brother, Chef Daniel Bullock, founder and CEO of Bullion Bourbon. He is the first African-American chef in the world to have his own bourbon. So make sure y'all visit bullionbourbon.com, where you can get email updates, and also visit his Instagram page at Chef Danny Bullock to get your bottle pre-order. I believe they're $50, so that's still not too bad. And I know the wave right now is to support Black businesses, but go ahead, support my younger brother, support his family to create wealth and just kind of build generational wealth, not only for him, but for the people around him, because I feel like this opportunity for him and the kind of the current stage we're at in this particular society as Black people, for those who are listening as well, as Black culture, this is an opportunity for us to seize on and to be able to support one of our own. He's very passionate. He's my younger brother, and he loves what he does in terms of not only on the stove but with this bourbon thing. So before I let y'all go, man, I just want to give y'all a couple thoughts on my end. Today, obviously it's been a tough day with the killing of the slaying of my man up in Wisconsin. He wasn't killed, actually. He was paralyzed, but he was shot seven times in the back up there in Kenosha, Wisconsin. Now, obviously, protests happening, and then today they arrested a white guy who actually killed 2 people and also injured 1 person last night at a protest out there. So just want everybody to let y'all, I just want to let everybody know that, make sure y'all stay connected with God, stay prayed up, make sure everything is in order with your life and with your family. And, because right now it's definitely a tough time for what's going on in our world today. We got an election coming up. The NBA, they obviously, they pretty much canceled all their games today. They decided to protest and boycott playing down in the bubble. So it's definitely a weird time right now. So make sure y'all go out there and vote on November 3rd. If you're not registered to vote, make sure you go ahead and do that, and make sure you are making your voice heard, not only when it comes time to vote, but also in your everyday life and whatever routine that you have going on. So that's my take for today on what's going on. Make sure y'all follow me on Instagram, which I watch my channel right now. Make sure y'all follow the podcast on Apple and Spotify and check me out on that. So for this week's episode of the Crunch Time Instagram Live podcast, I'm your host, Benjamin Bullock. I'll catch you next week. And make sure y'all tune in. Love y'all. Holla at y'all.